Hi guys, welcome to the United Talk, a channel where we talk about one thing and one thing only, which is Manchester United Football Club. Speaking about United, speaking about the last game week, we've dropped 2 more points, this time against Southampton, a 1-1 draw away from home. And you know what, I can't believe I'm saying this, but it felt like a deja vu. It felt like I'm watching the Wolves game again on highlight because the exact same thing happened. First half, we dominated. We scored in the first 10 minutes, and I thought, you know what, now the game is in our hands because now they will have to come and attack us. Now essentially we can play the counter-attacking football that Solskjaer wants to play, and we should have and we could have scored one more goal in the first half, but we did not. Second half, what do you know, we come out, they put pressure on us, they keep attacking us, and we are not able to deal with the pressure, and the same thing that happened against Wolves happens again. They score, and Victor Lindelof, his error cost us again. His error was the one that led to the first goal against Crystal Palace, and he made an individual mistake again. And I know Vestergaard is taller than him, way taller than him, but as a centre half, as a last defender, you cannot lose your headers. You have to win them against your opposition, and that's what he did not do. And he has had a shambolic game in defence this game against Southampton. He has had a bad game against Crystal Palace as well. The only good thing about this game was Daniel James, because he scored a screamer of a goal, and he's the one who always looked like taking the ball, wanting to score, and maybe he was the one who could have scored. I know Rashford for the first time this season started as a number 9 in the middle, but when the crosses were coming in the box, where was he? I mean, he needs to be there in the box, meeting with those crosses, trying to actually score the goal. Essentially what Martial used to do, what Martial did against Chelsea as well. So Rashford, I know I want to cut him some slack, because if he needs to be a 25-30 goal per season striker, he needs to be at the end of these type of crosses, and that's what did not happen. And one more thing that I noticed towards the end of the game, if you saw, especially after Southampton were down to 10 men, they got a man sent off. We could have easily scored another goal and taken the lead, and we should have, because when you're playing against 10 men, you have to make the play because the other team is going to sit and defend. And it looked like as soon as we got the ball, we were trying to score a goal. Now I know that tactic works because you're trying to win the match, you have 20 minutes left, but what about the play? There were players who were waiting for balls to come, but then people like Ashley Young, people like Paul Pogba, people like Marcus Rashford, they were all trying to score a goal. They were all trying to have shots from outside the box just to score a goal. And it looked like there's a desperation to score a goal versus a strategy. Because I don't think there was a strategy or a tactic to score a goal. It was just desperation. Get the ball, shoot. Get the ball, shoot. And that's why we actually dropped 2 points. I believe that Wan-Bissaka, I was surprised that he started the game away from home, because I thought Southampton is going to attack us away from home. But I was actually happy that he started. I did not understand the substitution, why he went off. I can get it, because Paul Pogba then came up and started playing as a number 10. But Mata was one of the influential players, and as soon as the man got sent off for Southampton, Mata was one of the players, or could have been one of the players who would have been able to break the defense. So I did not understand the substitution, maybe just because to get Pogba up the field, that substitution was made. But you know what, they could have gotten Pogba up the field without even substituting Mata. So I didn't understand why that was made. Introduction of Lingard, introduction of Mason Greenwood, I think, I'm going to come out and say this again. I think we are missing someone like an Angel Gomez in that number 10 position if Mata is not playing. And I say this because I've seen Pereira, and I thought Andres Pereira is someone who could actually improve this season. But seeing him play in the first two games, I feel that maybe, just maybe, he's only good as a squad player. He's not good enough to play as a starting 11 player for United. And that's the reason why I feel Angel Gomez should be there playing in the number 10 position. And by the way, when Eminem Matic came in, I started to think to myself again, where the hell is Fred? Is he getting married again? What the hell is going on? Because if Pogba needs to play up, and I've been saying this in every video that I've made, that we have lacked a creative attacking midfielder, that creativity in midfield. And when Paul Pogba does not have a good game, which is 4 out of 5 times, when Paul Pogba is not playing well, we do not have anyone who can create, who can play well, who can give that creativity to our midfield. Mata, yes, sometimes against some teams, but not every time. So we are lacking that midfielder, which we did not address in the transfer window. And I feel that if Paul Pogba is playing up front as a number 10, maybe that can solve the problem. But then who plays behind with McTominay? I don't think Matic is the answer, because Matic, like I said before, is slow. Matic cannot cover the ground anymore. I think Fred is the option. Fred needs to play there with McTominay. And Ole needs to talk to Lindelof, because I think Lindelof has been sleeping in the past 2 games, and Ole needs to have a word with him. Ole needs to wake him up. Talking about all that, I think moving forward, the games that we have in our hand, we have Leicester at home, we have West Ham away, we have Arsenal home, we have Newcastle away, and then we have Liverpool home. If we talk about these 5 Premier League fixtures, and the reason I waited for so long to actually do this video is because I actually wanted to see the game against Tottenham, like the Arsenal versus Tottenham game. And you know what? If we keep defending like this, if we keep playing like this, if we keep sitting and inviting pressure on us, like how we used to do under Jose Mourinho, that Arsenal team, that Arsenal front 3 is going to come at Old Trafford, it's going to destroy us. Because if you've seen the game, Nicolas Pepe, Aubameyang and Lacazette, they are as good as a front 3 as anyone in the Premier League. So they're going to come to Old Trafford, they're going to utilize the pitch, they're going to make the pitch wider, and they're going to destroy the team. So I think we need to improve defensively, because we need to resolve. It's not about the personnel anymore, because we had Aaron wan-bissaka, who's been playing really well. We have Harry Maguire, who's had 3 good games out of 4, and I feel that the backline is strong enough. There's not a problem over there. The problem is you have to eliminate the individual errors. The only silver liner, according to me, in this season, the past 4 games, has been Daniel James in attack and Aaron wan-bissaka in defense. And I feel Daniel James is more of a left winger than a right winger, which causes more of a problem for us, because if you have Daniel James playing from the right hand side, he's not going to be as effective. So here's a problem. But right now we cannot find a solution, because Rashford has to play from the left if Martial is there. And let's see what happens. Coming to the transfer window, the transfer deadline day, we have gotten rid of Chris Smalling on loan, Alexis Sanchez on loan, and even Matteo Darmian has left the club. So I think Ole needs to be given time. Ole is doing the right things by removing the deadwood from the club. But I strongly feel that although we did not replace Romelu Lukaku with another striker, we should have kept Alexis Sanchez, because I thought maybe this season he can come out and he can perform. And I know he's 30 years old now, maybe he's past his prime. But just a thought, what if we would have played Alexis Sanchez in the number 10 position? Because he may be old now, or he may be about to get into his 31s and 32s, but he's still a hell of a passer. And from that position, in that position, if you can have someone like an Alexis Sanchez distributing passes, holding on to the ball properly, dictating the play along with the Paul Pogba, I think it would have been amazing. But it's just a theory. Who knows? He would have failed again this season. So I think this move, since it's a loan move to enter with no option or no obligation to buy, if he works, if he plays well in Inter, if he plays regularly, he might just get his form back. And if that's the case, I think it's a good deal for United. We are still paying about 40% of his wages, which I think it's crazy. But it was crazy to sign him for about 400,000 odd wages per week anyway. So with that being said, I think Matteo Darmian is out of the club now. Chris Smalling is out. Sanchez, Lukaku are out. So the deadwood is going, but we need to give Ole some time. Will he survive till the summer transfer window? I really want him to. I'm scared for him. The players need to step up. The tactics needs to be improved. Ole needs to learn from the mistakes that he's done in the last 2 games. And hopefully, just hopefully, we can perform better than we have in the last 2 games. We can perform the way we performed in the first 2 games. And maybe learning from the mistakes that we had against Crystal Palace, I think Pogba needs to play in the number 10 position if there is no Angel Gomez, if Mata doesn't start, because he's the one player who is a creator for us. He needs to be near the goal, as near to the goal as possible. Maybe even when the crosses come into the box, I talked about Rashford and Martial need to be there in the box, especially Rashford when the crosses come in. If Pogba is also there in the box when the crosses coming, he's tall, he has that aerial threat, and I think that could actually help United. So with that being said, the transfer window is finally closed. and the next month is going to be make or break for Ole and for United, because we have some very strong fixtures coming up. Home to Arsenal, home to Liverpool. I just hope that this still remains a top 4 fight instead of getting a top 6 fight, because as of now I think Leicester City are better than us. I don't think they can survive this kind of a form through the entire season, but I don't want this to become a top 6 fight. It needs to be a top 4 fight. We need to get into the top 4, because if we don't, we're not going to attract the top talents. With that being said, let me know what do you think about the video, guys. What did you think about the game? Who do you think was the man of the match for the game? I thought it was Daniel James, because he performed exceptionally well. Tell me your thoughts. Comment in the section below. Please like, subscribe to the channel, share the video, and till then I'm out of here.